The evening had settled softly outside, a quiet, cool night wrapping around the house like a warm blanket. The street lights glowed faintly through the windows, casting pools of golden light on the floors. The world outside was bustling with the usual activities of the evening. People rushing between events, dinners, and social outings. But inside, the house felt like a sanctuary, a place where time could slow down, and the only thing that mattered was the peace of being at home. Alex had decided, after much thought, that tonight would be a night for solitude. No parties, no obligations, no need to rush anywhere. Just an evening of quiet, deliberate pleasure, spent savoring simple joys. The outside world could wait. They had no need to join in the frantic energy of the evening. Instead, Alex would spend the hours in the comfort of home, indulging in the rituals that made them feel at ease. First, there was dinner. Alex opened the kitchen door with a soft sigh of satisfaction, inhaling the rich aroma of the onions and garlic sizzling in the pot. They had decided to make beef bourguignon, a dish they loved for its depth and warmth. The recipe was familiar, one they'd made many times before, but tonight the process felt special, almost meditative. The beef, slowly browning in the pan, sent up a delicious sizzle that seemed to echo through the quiet kitchen. The ingredients had been prepared with care. Tender cuts of beef, aromatic herbs, rich red wine, and the perfect balance of vegetables. Alex chopped and stirred, their movements deliberate, as though each step of the recipe was part of a larger, more satisfying rhythm. No rush, no hurry, just the pleasure of taking time, letting the ingredients mingle and soften, allowing the flavors to develop. A sense of contentment wrapped around them like a warm hug, each moment of the cooking process drawing them deeper into a peaceful state. Once the beef was tender and the sauce thickened to perfection, Alex took a step back, admiring the deep, rich color of the dish. A small smile curved at their lips, and they allowed themselves a quiet moment to savor the satisfaction of a job well done. With dinner nearly ready, Alex reached for the bottle of wine they had opened earlier. The soft, red liquid swirled in the glass as they took a slow, thoughtful sip. The taste of the wine, a deep, earthy Pinot Noir, was the perfect accompaniment to the dish. It was a small thing, really, but it felt like an indulgence. Alex didn't need to rush through it. There was no hurry, no agenda, just the simple joy of savoring each moment, each bite, and each sip. The soft notes of classical music filled the air as Alex moved toward the living room. The piano's delicate melodies seemed to perfectly match the pace of the evening, each note flowing with ease, creating an atmosphere of calm and tranquility. The fire in the fireplace crackled gently, adding a soft warmth to the room as flames danced and flickered in the hearth. Alex settled into their favorite armchair, pulling a cozy blanket around their shoulders, and placing their plate of beef bourguignon on the small table beside them. The wine glass was carefully set down on the other side, within easy reach. With a sigh of contentment, they nestled into the chair, allowing the warmth of the fire and the music to wash over them. They picked up their favorite novel, one they'd read never grew tired of. The pages were worn, the cover slightly faded, but the story within always felt new, as though it was waiting to be rediscovered. Tonight, Alex knew the world within the pages would feel like a comforting escape, a journey that would take them far away from the cares of the day. As they read, the flickering light of the fire cast soft shadows across the pages, and the music continued to flow in the background, each note a delicate accompaniment to the story unfolding in their hands. The beef bourguignon, rich and savory, was every bit as satisfying as Alex had hoped, and they ate slowly, savoring each bite with as much care as they had given to the preparation. The wine, now just the right temperature, felt like a companion to the evening, a reminder of how beautiful it could be to spend time alone, to indulge in the simple pleasures that often went unnoticed. Time seemed to stretch, like a moment that would never end. The world outside was far away, and here, in the warmth of the firelight, there was no rush. There was only the comfort of a good meal, the pleasure of a favorite book, and the gentle, soothing sound of music that filled the spaces between thoughts. Alex's eyes drifted from the pages of the book to the fire, the flames flickering and dancing as though they, too, were lost in their own quiet rhythm. They felt a sense of contentment, a feeling that everything was exactly as it should be. There was no need for anything else. No pressure, no obligation, no expectations. Just the simple, profound joy of being present in the moment. As the evening drew on, Alex finished their meal, slowly savoring the last of the wine and finally setting the book aside. The fire was beginning to settle into a soft glow. The music had reached its last movement, and the night outside had grown still and calm. Alex stretched, feeling a warmth deep inside, a sense of satisfaction, of being perfectly content with the way the evening had unfolded. There was something deeply satisfying about a night spent entirely on their own terms, about choosing to stay in, to slow down, and to savor the small moments that often went unnoticed. In a world that constantly asked for more, tonight had been a reminder that sometimes less was more. There was a beauty in the quiet, in the simple acts of cooking, drinking wine, listening to music, and reading. In those moments, there was peace, and that, Alex thought, was all they really needed. With a final glance at the still burning fire, Alex stood, wrapped in a blanket, and turned off the music. The house, now silent and calm, felt like a place of complete fulfillment, as though every inch of it was a reflection of the peace that was found that evening. And as Alex headed to bed, the satisfaction of the evening settled in even further. There was no need to look forward to anything, no rush to get to tomorrow. Tonight, everything was exactly as it was meant to be. The end.